as always, something new as promised. Uh, I'm going to go through and show you a quick how I make a carving. And it's going to be of someone we all know. So the first one to guess it, let's go for it. There I am just laying out the length. I think it's a 2.5 inch carving I'm doing. And it's pretty dry. I promise this is a short video. I have a bandsaw and a scroll saw, but I always wind up sitting there with my handsaw. And there we go. And then I always like to make some layout lines. So I'm kind of defining my centers and then across the top. And what that'll do is it'll give me a little bit of basis on trying to make it look somewhat like a human. Obviously, this is a human carving. As I said, it's somebody we all know. So right there. And then I'm going to quickly locate where I want the feet to go. And then I think I'll do the head and just some of the base main lines so I can keep it in proportion as much as a character carving can be in proportion. But, it's a beautiful day here in Tacoma, Washington. So I'm sitting outside. I think we'll catch a shot of the dog's butt and here and there. And if I wasn't doing a voiceover, you might hear Mrs. Black Bear there. But nope, there we go. Got it laid out. And I'm just doing some rough cuts on the lines. Again, just to give it the basic shape of where I'm going to put the head, where I'm going to put the feet, the back of the knees, the butt, things like that. The important things. The guys who make the tutorials for carving, I don't know how they do it. You'll see I skip way ahead here because I'm not that fast. I'm not that good. Just something I enjoy, and I just wanted to hang out with you guys doing something I love. So anyway, I'm taking off some of the sharp edges. Makes it easier to hold while you're doing the carving. And I think on the next one, when I switch knives, I show you it's really important to keep them sharp as you go. And I'll do a little bit of stropping too. But anyway, defining where the head's going to sit. And the whole time I'm trying to keep in mind, what the outcome is going to look like. Sometimes the wood tells you, but in this one, like I said, I had a definite goal in mind of what and who I was making. I hope you're curious by now, because now you're going to have to stay to the end to find out. So see, I tricked you. So here we go. What are we at? We got taking off the face. Try and get the face down to a somewhat of a 45-degree point before we cut in the details. And before I rub off all the lines, I'm marking the center of the legs or the feet and the back of the feet. Again, this is someone we know. Can you tell who it is yet? No, you can't. And that's fine. I wouldn't expect you to. So this is where I said I had to jump forward because it was taking too long. And that's my homemade strop. And I'm just getting a good edge on my little detail knife there because I want to. When you're working with the real small stuff, the knife's got to be even sharp. Really important that it's sharp. And when you're working with a soft wood, this is a basswood I'm doing. So. And then, I don't know how well you can see it, but I had to position the hands. They weren't typically on a character like this. They're by the side or in the pockets. But here I did a little different, one in front, because he's going to be holding a tool that he just restored. And as I'm carving it, I'm thinking, how am I going to get a little tool in this hand? And what kind of tool can it be? So you'll find out. Isn't this exciting? Again, cutting in the details. I made a few mistakes here and there, and we don't have to talk about that. But I fixed them, and you can hardly tell. Well, I can tell, but shh. So he's got his little hat on. We're cutting. I'm trying to cut some lines and create the soles of the shoe. It's a little detail that you do that you got to really be careful you don't rip them off. But it makes a big difference, I think, in the overall look. Now here we are, hand drilling a hole through the hand. Oh, hand drilling a hole through the hand. Yeah, so that we can put a tool in it. That's not much of a hole to work with. It won't even fit a toothpick, as you'll see. Nope. Ingenuity. Carving a toothpick down even skinnier. Now I'm really concerned. It ain't going to be a wrench. It's not going to be a Stanley hand plane. Nope. Should I tell you? Do you want to know? Let's see. Okay, I'll tell you. It's a perfect handle screwdriver that he restored. So now you know it's somebody who is on YouTube who restores tools. Any guesses? And sometimes wears a ball cap, it looks like. It's kind of fun. I've only done, out of all my carvings, maybe 4 that are based on real people that I know, because they tend to be a little insulting overall. And this will be the first one that's actually going to make its way to the real person. So kind of excited. But matter of fact, by the time you're watching this, hopefully he's got it. Oh, now you know it's a guy. Okay, here we are, putting a base coat of oil on it. I use whatever I have around. In this case, it's linseed oil. I have some Swedish oil. But just a base coat of oil. It seems to help even out the paint coverage. I'm going to use an acrylic paint, and I try to do it somewhere between a coat of paint and a wash of paint. And then when I buff it off, I want the wood to show through a little bit. It gives it a little more rustic look. I don't know. So my painting skills are not the best, but we're not here to beat me up, are we? So I will say the carving stuff, there's 3 hobbies that come into play. Your carving, your painting, and your knife sharpening. You kind of have to balance them all because they're all important to the finished product. And I'd say my 3 skills are somewhere on par with each other. So hopefully they all get better, together as we go. Putting a little leather color on the boots. You can see I pre-selected what colors I was going to use. I actually grabbed a screenshot of the person. Do you know who it is yet? No. And he happened to be wearing a hat with green in it the day that I screenshotted it. And I'll give you another hint. It's a camo hat. If you figure out who it is before the end of the video, hit pause and write the time that you on the video that you figured it out. We're at 7:27 now. Only a couple minutes left, and there's the paint. I let it dry, and now I'm giving it a coat of Howard's Feed and Wax. Not sponsored, wouldn't mind being. This stuff is great. I let it bake in for a little bit. The wood absorbs it up. It really protects the paint, kind of brightens it up and brings out the colors. And long term, it actually keeps the wood easy to clean. When it gets a little dusty, all I got to do is rebrush it off, and it works phenomenal. So if you're with Howard's Feed and Wax, thank you. And I'm your man. There's Danny in the background judging me. When she turns her back on me and lays down, I consider that being judged. I'm pretty... Oh, there it is. All soaking wet. So we're going to put it in the sun and then blot off a couple of puddles and go to buffing. And remember to take the perfect handle screwdriver out of his hand before you do this, because it's going to get lost or broken. And so we're getting all cleaned up, and we're going to give you a final shot here. And this time, like none of my other videos, I have a real before and after to show you. I can't wait for that. I'm pretty excited. But there he goes. Yeah, it's hard to tell what the effect is, but trust me, this step is important. And in goes his screwdriver. He's presenting it all to us. And I'm going to put his name at the end, I think. I'm not sure. But there's his screwdriver. There's his camo hat, his signature shirt. And thank you for being here. There's my before. And here's my after. And thank you one more time. And his name is going to be right there.